Hello again, this is my E3 coverage. This is Tristan Jurkovic, and I am ReActionExaminer, reporting live from the E3 floor. No, I'm not. I'm actually in my bedroom watching all the stuff on the old streaming services. This one is going to be about the EA and Ubisoft conference because I don't really feel like doing a full episode to each one. So I'm going to combine the two. First up, let's do EA! So EA opened up with Garden Warfare, which is a Team Fortress style Plants vs. Zombies spinoff. And it's going to be on Xbox One first, and it will later launch on the 360. And they didn't say exclusive, I don't believe, so it'll probably come to other systems, but the X's first or whatever. And it looked really, really fun. It's an awesome iOS game, and I'm really excited for the second one coming out soon because it's been a long time coming. And it just looks like really goofy fun, and you could tell that they really had a good time on stage, and it looks just whimsical, and it looked really pretty. I mean, when they had like the disco zombie come out, it was just a blast. I really just wanted to play that more so than anything I've seen, just because, again, the whimsy. Same thing with the Sunset Overdrive. The color. I love games with an awesome art palette. That's why I love cel shading games so much. Enough babbling, I know. Come on, T. Anyway, PopCap also announced Peggle 2 will be coming, and the guy jumped on stage and said, "Peggle 2!" and then ran away. It was kind of dumb. And then Respawn Entertainment came out and showed more Titanfall footage, and a little bit more than what they showed the Xbox One thing, so yeah, whatever. DICE came out, and they're all like, yeah, we're going to do Battlefield, and, they showed that later on, but this point in the conference, they said they're doing a Battlefront game, which they showed a very brief teaser in Hoth, it looked like. No people, and it was a speeder and an AT-AT walker, and there was stuff happening, and no soldiers. It was weird, but at least they teased that, yes, we hear you, we are working on the game. We obviously don't have footage of it yet, but here's a thing we threw together. Then they showed Need for Speed Rivals, which is a dumb racing game. I don't like racing games. They showed the demo on stage and whatever. They're also making a Need for Speed movie starring Breaking Bad's Aaron Paul, aka Jesse, for spring of 2014. And they showed some footage of that. And yeah, that's cool, I guess. Jerk off motion with my fist. Dragon Age Inquisition was next, and despite what people thought of the first two, I actually like the series. It has some faults and stuff, but it's an intriguing series, and I'm really looking forward to the Inquisition. And it was just a pretty trailer, kind of revealing stuff, and Morrigan was at the end, and she's super hot, obviously, and I totally want to get laid again, because that's what I did in the first game. Oh yeah, gamer life for me. All right, moving on from embarrassing stories. EA Sports talked about dumb stuff, so let's move on. No, I'll just list it off. NBA Live 14, basketball. Madden NFL 25, starting Adrian Peterson on the cover, which is Vikings, which is Minnesota home turf. Woot woot. FIFA 14, soccer, and then UFC. They talked about punching people, and the guy was like, "Punching was the fourth sport." Boom, I rocked it. It was dumb. The Battlefield 4 was demoed for a massive online thingy, and they featured this new mode called Commander, which seemed like it was an RTS kind of element where you could command your troops, and they pulled back the curtain and they showed like a bunch of people playing backstage for this huge multiplayer thing. It was an impressive demo, to say the least. Now, the one thing that was probably the best thing since they teased Garden Warfare, or they showed Garden Warfare, and then they teased the Battlefront. And then they teased Mirror's Edge 2, which was also a long game coming, which the fans have been crying out for a long time. I myself like the game. I had my problems with it because it wasn't crafted, exactly perfectly. But on a scale of things, on my scale, at least an examiner out of stars, it'd probably be like a 3 out of 5 or whatever. Or like a 7, maybe teetering almost towards 8, depending. But, it was a solid game. It was a good first take. And it deserved to get a sequel to refine it. I mean, the first Uncharted wasn't too terribly awesome. I mean, it was, but it wasn't perfect either. It was like, this has a good start. And the second one came out, and people just freaking adored it. The same thing could happen with Mirror's Edge 2, which is, why was DICE waiting so long for this? Well, they were doing Battlefield 4 and some other stuff. So, I mean, that makes sense. But it was nice to see some games that I was really excited for from EA. And it was nice to see EA get out of the bad stuff because people really don't like EA because they're the worst company in America, apparently, 2 years running. So good job on that. I don't villainize them that much, so whatever. Let's take a break here and go on to Microsoft. Let's take a break here and move on to Ubisoft. Now, Ubisoft premiered with Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains. I know the name of the band, I don't know the name of the dude, but he premiered Rocksmith 2014, which is, rock bandy game, and you can play your real music. Not the best thing to start the thing with, but I suppose Jerry had some fans, and yeah, whatever. Then they showed an awful trailer for Black Cell Blacklist, and it looked like the footage that they showed looked like someone filmed it. And so putting footage that looked like it was filmed on a big screen that was filming that footage made it look 3 times as worse. And they didn't really get into anything. They just showed like a bunch of places being explored, but it was all jaggedy, and it was not a good trailer. It's coming out August 20th, so there you go. Then they had 2 trailers for Rayman Legends, which I cannot wait for. Ever since I saw the Eye of the Tiger trailer for the music levels, oh man, I just cannot wait. That game, Rayman Origins at least, was an underrated gem. I didn't really get into any of the other games on like the PlayStation and stuff, but the color palette that they've used for Rayman Origins and for this, I'm in love. I just have a huge boner again for art, which I talked about when I was talking about Sunset Overdrive in the Microsoft conference. And I like me some old school platformers, especially co-op. I like co-op games, I like art, I like platformers. Do those 3 things, you'll sell me 100%. Sorry for the swearing. That's coming out September 3rd. Practically every system out there. PS4, PS3. Actually, I don't know if it's the next gen systems, but I know it's current gen, the Vita and stuff. Look it up. I'm not your babysitter. They showed next they showed the Mighty Quest for Epic Loot, which is online right now for PC players. You can do a beta, and it's like if you're a dungeon master and you have a huge castle full of loot, and then you invite people to take that loot, I think that's what the point of the game is. So it's a dungeon crawler with traps? I'm not quite sure. It was very weird. It had an odd trailer. They showed South Park: The Stick of Truth. Again, another trailer. No gameplay, really. Or maybe there was gameplay. It's really hard to tell with that game. It's apparently coming out this holiday. But even at the end, Cartman was like, it's supposed to come out this holiday, but video games, it gets delayed. So they're pretty much saying, yeah, it'll probably get delayed. And we told you it might get delayed, so you can't be mad at us. Which is very smart of them. Then they show a dumb racing game called The Crew, which is like an open world, massive multiplayer racing thingy. And I mean, the concept was interesting of all the racing games I saw, but again, racing, jack off motion. A new trailer for Watch Dogs. No gameplay, just a CG trailer, which was interesting, but where's the gameplay? I should mention that of all the games, South Park and before, there was nothing really demoed on stage except for the Rocksmith thing. And everything was maybe like a minute or 2. The Crew was at least 7 to 10 minutes, so it was a huge chunk of the show on something that Ubisoft knows people don't care that much about racing. At least in my opinion, I don't think people care that much about racing. Maybe they do. I could be in the minority about people who don't care about racing and sports. The Watch Dogs trailer, Just Dance 2014 trailer, Rabbids Invasion, which is a TV show that's on Nickelodeon that can be interacted with using the Kinect or your iOS devices or mobile devices. It was very confusing, and the demo they had on stage was some kids throwing eggs at some rabbits. It was pretty dumb. They showed 2 trailers of Black Flag, one CG and one a gameplay trailer. No gameplay on stage again. They showed off Trials Fusion and Trials Frontier for mobile. Okay, not racing. It's a stunt game indie thing. It's nice to see some indie stuff being put out, I guess. I think it's indie. It's published by Ubisoft, but whatever. And the last demo, last year Ubisoft had a great conference because they had Far Cry 3, Assassin's Creed 3, some other 3, I imagine. No, they had Watch Dogs for the first time, and it blew everyone's mind because it was a secret. This time was the same exact thing. At the end of the conference, boom, Tom Clancy's The Division, which is like, it seemed to be an MMO RPG style like game by Massive Entertainment, which I've never heard of before, but apparently it's a big name. It was a live demo on stage, which is about like 7 to 8 minutes, and it'll be available on the Xbox One and PS4. It just looked really awesome. I mean, it looked like a more shootery RPG version of Watch Dogs, basically, but hey, I'm fine with that. Basically, Ubisoft is afraid that America is going to destroy the world. They basically said, like, what if bacteria got on dollar bills, and what's the one day of the year that people have so much money? Boom, Black Friday. Then Black Friday is going to be cause this apocalypse that's going to make the world go into decay, and boom, there's going to be a thing called the Division to save everybody. It's really weird. You got to see the trailer sometime. But, yeah, that was the two shows. I definitely think EA had some good games, and I do think Ubisoft had some good games. They're both mixed bags. I guess I would give EA, I guess a B for at least showing some good stuff, and I'd give Ubisoft a B as well. Maybe B minus. One of those two. I'm not really grading these things super well. Let's just go B minus since I gave the B plus and to the Microsoft. So yeah, B minus for each of these two conferences. And yeah, cool, as that one show would say. And of course, you can check out all my coverage of E3 on Examiner.com. Look for me, Tristan Trikovich, and keep on tuning in to Reaction Examiner for more videos.
Boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack, boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack, boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack, boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, subscribe, boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack, boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack, boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack, boom, ba-jack, boom.